We're going to start by warming up the wrist. So clasp your fingers together and form figure 8 motions. So do a few forward and then do a few reverse. I want to take this time to quickly bring to your attention that a lot of wrist weakness comes from issues at the shoulders. So I will leave a few links in the descriptions below that will help with shoulder strengthening as well. So now hold your arms in front of you and now perform flexion and extension of your wrists. Do this motion in as great of a pattern as you can. Don't forget to curl those fingers at the end and extend them as much as you can. And now perform inversion and eversion. So fingers towards and fingers away from each other. So we want to keep this movement primarily at the wrist, so try not to cheat and move your elbow or your shoulder. Really bring in the blood flow here. Now let's stretch them a little bit before we move further. So turn your wrists around so your elbow, the face of your elbow is forward and your fingertips are towards you. So sit right back on your heels and recover. And sit back on your heels. It's okay if the heel of your hand pops off the floor a little bit. Straighten. Now bend your elbows slightly and perform the same stretch by sitting back on your heels, and you'll really feel the stretch into the finger aspect of your hand. Now straighten your elbows. Do the same things. We're going to switch back and forth between straightened elbows and bent elbows. Recover. Bend your elbows slightly and sit back. And recover forward. Straighten your elbows this time. Recover, slightly bend your elbows. And straighten. And now slowly release. Switch your hands so that the back of your hand is on the floor. Again, fingertips facing towards you. Try to rotate your elbows forward if you can, and rotate them away. Rotate your elbows forward and rotate them inward, outward, inward, outward, inward. And continue out, rotate them in, rotate out, in, out. Now sit back on your heels and recover. This time curl your fingers, make a fist if you can, sit back on your heels and recover. Try to keep those fingers curled and straighten them. And now recover. So you're going to place your hands flat, and ever so slightly you are going to work the muscles to perform this movement here. So you're going to try to activate your muscles to stand up onto the tips of your fingers. So now, how you regulate the amount of pressure you place on your fingertips is the amount that you are sitting back close to your heels. So as you can see, when I begin to go up onto my fingertips, my hips shift backwards towards my heels. And now go the other way, so the back of the hand, and stand up on your fingertips. So as you can see, my hips are really close to my heels this time, because this aspect for most people, the extensors of the wrists, are generally a little bit weaker in this position just because this range of motion isn't as natural for us, but still important to work on. We need both flexion and extension strength. So from another angle, this is what it looks like. So see how my hips shift back as I stand up onto my fingers. Only put as much weight if you can, and if you need to, completely sit on your heels and work this range of motion. And now fingers pointing towards each other, and do the same thing. So we're working a slightly different angle here. Bring the palms together and down, and palms together and down. So almost done here. If you need a break at any time, just pause the video and take as long as you need. And rest. So now, palms down, and we're going to shift back and forth to work on that wrist extension. So we're now using our body to increase the wrist extension as opposed to using our wrist to increase it. So this is a passive way to give ourselves a little bit of a break, to stretch out our muscles, and to work the mobility in the wrists. Keep shifting yourself back and forth in whatever range you feel comfortable. Remember, we don't want any sharp pain or major discomfort. If you do feel any of that, please let me know. And we'll try to work together to get around that or maybe find what you were doing incorrectly. Almost done. And now, turn the fingertips away from each other and perform the same forward and backward motion of your body. So even though we are stretching, this is also a great way to reestablish multidimensional strength of the wrists and stability. And see as well how my head is in line with the rest of my spine. Try your best to keep your spine neutral so that you can work on your core at the same time, hitting two birds with one stone. Good. And now recover back up, give yourself a little bit of a break. And hold your hands up. And curve your fingers inwards. Keep a fist as you extend up and then stretch your fingers out. So fist down, fist up, and stretch your fingers out. Create a fist, move them down, maintain the fist as you come up, and extend your fingers. So keep repeating that. We're now forcing the muscles to move in ranges that we don't typically ask of them. So that's why it's very important to do it in a controlled environment so that when we are doing things in the gym or everyday life, our muscles are prepared. Almost done. This is the last few reps. You're doing a great job. And done. So I want to congratulate you on completing this video. If you have any questions for me or suggestions, leave that in the comments below. And of course, if you have any suggestions of videos you want to see me release in the future, also leave that in the comments below. I get back to every single one of you, so please do not feel you're bothering me. I love to hear what you guys think about the videos. And don't forget to subscribe, because once you do, you'll be notified of every single video that I release in the future, and maybe it's even one that you requested. Thanks for all your support.